Hi guys, it's Dara. I just wanted to come and give some insight on something that I'm kind of dealing with right now and something that you guys might be dealing with right now. It might make it a little bit easier. No, thank you, darling. But on the subject of doing things, doing the right thing, doing the good thing, doing the thing that feels good, and how sometimes when you're not taking care of yourself in a proper way, sometimes even doing the right thing or doing the nice thing can feel bad. Like, just for an example, so you guys know where I'm coming from. Today, I went and did something for my ex, and it was a nice thing to do. It was a kind and helpful thing to do, something naturally that I would do for anyone that I know, because it's just like the common sense, it's my first reaction thing to do. So I went and I was trying to be helpful, but while I was being helpful, I started feeling really freaking irritated and really frustrated, like having thoughts paranoid that I might not, what? Having thoughts that I might, oh, you're good. Having thoughts that like I might be getting taken advantage of, or like what I'm doing might not, like I feel bad even though I'm doing something that I know is right. And the reason for that is because I don't have the trust that that is going to be reciprocated. I don't have the actual feeling instilled inside me that tells me that it's right to do things, even though I feel like I might know. You need to wait. Even though I feel like I'm not even if I feel like I'm not being taken advantage of, like I will feel like if I do this nice thing for this somebody, and this somebody has done mean things to me before, then I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. I get angry and cranky, and I start having this bad attitude and being short on patience, even though I don't really need to be. I could relax into it, allow myself to do the kind thing. Because really, when we're doing kind things, we want, if it's really kind, then we're not expecting anything in return for it. But if we're doing kind things for someone else and that person doesn't fill up our love cup, then when we give from an empty cup, we feel angry and bitter and resentful, and we start to build resentment towards those people, even if we don't say anything when it's happening. Like, I feel depleted, my love cup feels empty, I don't feel loved enough. So then when I turn around and try to do what's natural to me, the helpful thing, the kind thing, the loving thing, I don't have enough in my tank. So I get angry when I start to get depleted, as I should, because nobody should be depleted. You shouldn't be getting depleted. We need to make sure that if we're doing the right thing really also includes us getting our needs met as well. The right thing meets their needs and yours at the same time. Sometimes there aren't a fully right thing to do. Sometimes there isn't even a wrong thing to do. But you have to make sure that your needs are being met too, because if you're not meeting your needs, then when you give to others, it's not genuine. It's not, you might genuinely want to help that person, but you are going to be given from a rickety basket when you could just fix your basket first. That way, when anybody comes around and they need something, you can just give it to them without questioning, without feeling anything, any kind of resentment towards it. If you are doing something kind for someone and feeling angry about it or resentment towards them for it, then adding guilt on top of that is definitely not what you want to do. We need to recognize that when we're giving something to someone, if it doesn't genuinely feel good to us, it's probably because we're not getting one of our needs met, or multiples of our needs aren't getting met. So we need to be more careful and pay more attention to those things. making sure that we are being taken care of. Like if you're walking in a desert and you need your last drink and you're gonna die, you feel like you're gonna die if you don't drink some water, then when somebody else comes by and says, I'm thirsty too, you can't help them because you're also thirsty. So once you find your water and you get some water, then when you pass someone that's thirsty and you have enough, you can give them some without hurting yourself. See? We can't deplete ourselves. We can't deplete the source and expect to still be able to give. If we dry out the seas and the oceans, there will be no more rivers. Sometimes doing things for the wrong person can make us feel like that. Like, if we know, if we've had a relationship with somebody for a long time and we know what that person is like, if we know how that person treats us, how that person feels about us through their actions that we've seen, if we know that that person is not as capable as we are of showing love, if that person doesn't show us love when we need it, then when we start to show that person love, we are going to feel resentment, not for that person, but for ourselves. Because we have multiple parts. We have multiple parts. When we were young, we have all of these traits, natural things that we're really, really good at and we love to do. But then for one reason or another, our parents tell us that's not a desirable trait. So we start to push that away. We don't have that talent anymore. We don't have that skill anymore. We push that away and put it in like a drawer. It's still there. It's still ours, but we've been ignoring it for a long time. And that creates separate people inside you. Like that creates a fragmented self where a part of you believes something and a part of you believes something else. Cognitive dissonance. And it's really, really hard to move that until you meditate on it and understand that both can be true at the same time, and also neither can be true at the same time. So so going back to doing things that are bad for people that don't replenish you. If you are doing that, then you are disrespecting your own self. Say you have a child who's in a relationship and this child keeps giving and giving and giving and feeling depleted afterwards. They're giving to this person and that person's not giving anything back. You notice this and you tell the kid that over and over and over and they're not listening. It's because a part of them believes that they deserve it and part of you believes that they don't deserve it. So if you are looking at your own skills and things that you're giving out and not receiving back, then you are not paying attention to an entire part of yourself with an entire set of beliefs and an entire understanding of the world. Part of you understands that it's right to do the right thing. You want to do the right thing. You're a good person. But then another part of you believes and understands that this person is not a safe person to give to because they're not going to give back to you and you are going to feel depleted at the end of it. So then when you're ignoring this part and you're doing the nice thing anyways, you're getting more and more angry, more and more frustrated, more and more resentful because you're ignoring your main part, your other part. So when you start to understand that, yes, this is true, doing the right thing is the right thing to do, and I want to do the right thing. I'm a good person. I deserve to do the right thing. That sets me in my spirit correctly to do the right thing. But then it's also true that this person is not a safe person to give to. It's true that I love this person, but it's true that this person doesn't love me properly. It's true that this person does their best and has been through a lot, but it is also true that I deserve as much effort as I am capable of giving. If you are with someone who is not capable of emotional connection, but you are really good at emotional connection, then being with that person for a really long time, you'll start to question your own abilities because of their own blockages. You'll start to question your own abilities. Can I really heal a heart that way? Can I really understand? Am I really curious? Am I really able to see from another person's perspective? you'll start to question your own self, because this person doesn't want to connect. They'll do anything they can to break the connection. If you understand this and you continue to pour into that cup, you are going to start resenting yourself. And so this is where the anger comes from, the frustration comes from, because sometimes it is just not right to be giving to people and giving to people and giving to people. You don't have enough. You will feel resentment for that. And then if you start feeling guilty for being resentful to that person, I'm mad at you because I do good things for you all the time and you don't do good things back for me, but you tell me that that's how it's supposed to be. And a part of me kind of wants to believe that because I want to be a good person and keep doing kind things. And if I believe that you're not a kind person and not good for me, then I'll stop doing kind things. I don't want to be a mean person. So I'm going to keep doing nice things. But then if I keep doing nice things and you don't give back to me, then I feel depleted. I'm disrespecting myself. My cup is getting more and more and more empty as time goes by, and you start to lose touch with yourself. If you wanted to, you could blame yourself for that and add guilt on top of what you're already feeling. Oh, I must be a terrible person if I'm doing something that's good, but it feels bad and I'm getting irritated because I'm doing it, then I must be a bad person. But absolutely not. It's absolutely not true. We feel depleted when we're depleted. We feel angry when something is being done to us that's not fair. We feel angry when we deserve to be protected or stood up for. We feel nervous when we are unsure about what's coming. We feel happy and excited when we are enjoying what's happening, when what's happening feels good. Our emotions are there for a reason. They're not something for us to feel bad about. If I hit somebody in the face with a ball by accident and I laugh, then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then you kind of feel the guilt afterwards. You feel guilty because it's not right to laugh at somebody else's pain. That's a natural reaction. You're supposed to feel that guilt. But then when we've been raised around people who take and take and take and make us feel guilty for not giving, then we carry that guilt around with us in a place where it doesn't belong. We're supposed to feel guilt when we do something that's not right. If we hurt someone, we're hurting ourselves, so we feel guilty so that we don't do that anymore. That's the whole point of guilt. If we are doing something that we do something and it had a bad consequence, then we feel shame because of that. We'll feel shameful. And so that's a natural response, that's a natural reaction, that's a good reaction, it's a good emotion. It's something that you're supposed to feel that keeps you in alignment with your natural self. So going forward, I'm going to try and focus on, and I would like you guys to try and focus on, doing the right things for the right people. We want to be good and we want to build up good karma and we want to do good things and we want to be good people. We want to be liked and received and loved and all of that. The best way to do that is to respect yourself enough that you know you're not going to allow anybody to take advantage of you. Because if somebody's taking advantage of you, then you have a hole in your cup and you're giving out of necessity and out of programmed states, not out of your spirit just wanting to liven that person up. Our motives and our motivations really, 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 really do matter. So we're going to focus on doing the right things for the right people and making sure that we're not emptying our cups, making sure that we're not depleting ourselves, making sure that when we do something kind, is this really in alignment with me and who I am as a person? Is this something I want to be doing? Is this something that sits well with my spirit? Or am I going to feel bad after doing it? Am I hurting anyone by doing it? Am I hurting myself by doing it? Excuse me. But asking these questions is extremely, extremely important, because the same way having a conversation with someone else can help you connect with that person, having a conversation with yourself can help you connect with you as well. And a lot of us need help connecting with ourselves. A lot of us don't even really truly understand what it is that we like to do, and we don't really know for sure what it is that our
my mommy.
passions would be. I love you too, my baby. We don't realize what our passions would be, because when we're growing up, we're told to do things a specific way rather than having our parents feed our curiosity and feed our own natural way. We have natural instincts when our parents to do something and tell us to do something, and we're like, no, when we're little. And they're like, rah, if we say no, and then we get in trouble and it's a whole mess. But we said no because we have our natural inside guidance system. We have our system already. We don't need the world and the people around us to tell us how to live. We need the people around us to protect us while we learn how to live. So this week, or the next few days, pay attention to who you're giving to, the things that you're doing, and try to understand, get curious, get really curious as to why you're doing those things to begin with. A lot of us do things out of habit, or out of programming, or out of just feeling like we need to. Yeah. But it's best if we are genuinely curious and we take the time to ask ourselves the questions, the important questions. Am I doing this? Is it going to benefit me? Is it going to benefit someone else? Is it going to hurt anyone else? Does it feel good in my spirit? Am I doing this out of my own want to do this, or am I doing it because I feel like I need to? Why do I feel like I need to? Why do I want to? Things like that. Ask yourself these questions. Really get into understanding yourself. Really enjoy exploring your own mental palace. You want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Stay in tune with your star player, as Cat Williams would say it. But stay in tune with your star player. Don't let anybody take advantage of you, because if you are letting someone take advantage of you, there's a hole in your cup. You're getting depleted. You can't give as much as you could. You're not living to your full extent, and your light isn't shining as bright as it could. Let's get them. Let's get them shining bright. We need to have more people giving out of pure love and out of surplus. Like, if I have so much love in me, then anybody that comes around and needs some, I got plenty I could give you. Here, have some of my extra. Rather than being guilt-tripped into doing things for other people, even if it makes us feel depleted or less taken care of. Okay, I love you guys. I hope this is really helpful, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.